Voice, we will not go quietly into the night. We will not vanish without a fight. We're going to live on. We're going to survive. Today, we celebrate our Independence Day.
It's not true. It doesn't matter what's true. It matters the story they tell when you're gone.
I keep on pushing down my gypsy road.
Man, it feels like I haven't done this in a long time on a Wednesday. You know, it's like a different feel when you do your normal, like paranormal news kind of show. I'm kind of out of touch. I don't even know what to do anymore. Holy shit. Hey, everybody. We got Anthony. We got Bigfoot Anon. We got Dr. Wu. We got the in-house today. And guys, let me see. Today's the 22nd. I've been telling you guys all week that there's, just in case anybody's new who's here, I got a 2D animation that I'll be premiering this week. It's a Paranormal Highway 2D animation, exactly what it sounds. And the other day I did show some people couple diagrams of a couple characters. And if you haven't seen it, let me just show you. Here's Connor.
Oh, cool.
Whoa. That's Connor. There's going to be the 2D animation. There's me in the 2D animation. And yeah, and I'm going to premiere it once I get it. I don't want to select. It's going to be either Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. I'm probably leading on to Saturday just to make sure everything is right where I want it. And this 2D animation is for you guys, for everybody who contribute to the channel. I invested it into a 2D animation cartoon. It's going to be a 3-minute cartoon, and if people enjoy it, I actually have an episode 2 in here where Dr. Wu gets kidnapped by Yetis. But hold on, we can't get there yet. We can't get there yet. We have to like the first one. So I'm probably leaning more towards Saturday for the premiere. Once the thing is the video has got to get done, and it's got to be done correctly before I just say Thursday, Friday. But there is now. Remember, 2D animation, people. That's not a cart. It's not like a cartoon. It's more like a step down from South Park style.
South Park, yeah. South Park.
Okay. So hopefully you guys enjoy it, and
that's gonna be
guys.
I can't wait.
I love if you ever want to do any kind of I don't know, like arguments, whatever. Reddit is the most perfect place to ever have. Yeah, to ever have. Let me show you guys. I think this is funnier than hell.
Sweat.
Okay, I'm going to show you. This is my Reddit page. This is my page. This is my Reddit page. Okay, so I always put a copy of my news channel on my Reddit page. So the news I did yesterday was actual video footage of the 1942 UFO Battle of LA. Right. I put it in there. I always put the topics of every video I do in a show, and I timestamp paranormal, UFO, cryptids, so if people don't care, they can go directly to the ones they want. Here's the first guy. I love this. Clickbait title with no timestamp for what is contained in a title equal no views. No timestamp. Huh. Wow. There's a timestamp right there.
Yeah, it's a robot.
UFO news.
It's a robot. It's an AI, dude. They're all over and everything. You can tell they're not even a human.
I know.
I know.
And here's this guy. And then I reply. I go, what are you talking about, dude? The time is in the description. UFO starts at 38. So yes, I did. something that happened 80 years ago isn't news. Really? So we should never talk about the
Oh,
past?
no, man, that's not true. That's a great
So-
story, man.
Oh, then he goes, like down here, he goes, I can't speak for other people, but the title, the year 1942, is in it. So, no, where is it? Okay, he was saying something like, okay, I'm just saying, when you reference news in the way you did, people assume you are talking of current events. Really? 1942 is in the title. You know, and it just tells you that people don't even read the title. They don't even look at the description.
Yeah, some people just aren't happy
timestamp.
unless they're bitching about something, dude. Crazy.
For sure. If they watched the show, they would see that I was on there and Eric was on there.
Yeah.
Breaking effing news every time. So yeah, the Reddit users can kick rocks.
I think it is. There
Mr.
is
Wu
a
looks
thing.
like he just rolled in off a Hollywood set, man. I like the look today, brother. Were you hanging out with De Niro? Let me find out, man.
Who's that? Me? Who's that?
Yeah. You look
Oh
good,
shit! Oh, well, thank you.
You look like Harvey Keitel, and I'm actually playing Harvey Keitel in my next short film. So I'm
Get
kind
outta
of like
here, really?
taking notes from you right
Cool,
now.
man.
Hold on, you're
Nice.
playing the actor Harvey Keitel, like or one of his characters that he does.
I'm playing Harvey Keitel. Yeah, I'm playing 1967, I think, or 1976 Harvey Keitel. It's him in Taxi Driver, so it's like him dressed as the pimp, getting ready for Taxi Driver, because like it's got Quentin Tarantino, George Lucas, Spielberg, Orson Welles, bunch of guys big in film, and they're arguing over the script of Taxi Driver, trying to get it made.
Wow.
Hey, let me ask you something. They need anybody to play Joe Pesci? I'm free.
Dude, I'm trying to get like my new work on, so I've honestly been paying hard attention to you and talking to my buddy Brian Pinello. He's Italian cuisine. But yeah, Harvey Keitel, 1976, and the audition was next Sunday.
And Harvey Keitel back then was skinny like you. He was built like you, thin frame. Remember him from Mean Streets? If you cut your hair, you could be Harvey Keitel from Mean Streets.
And his hair is probably like right here in Taxi Driver, and then he wears that white pearl necklace. I gotta get a white beater, black jeans. It's gonna be cool. I've been getting a little tanner, and of course they can color grade it a little darker.
Are you gonna have to cut your hair?
I don't think so, but we'll see. I'm open to a quick trim. I'm open to we're working on the Leprechaun movie, and eventually the transformation will happen, and I'm not going to have any hair in the movie. So hopefully that all gets put into production. And
I've seen guys on film sets, women, they put this cap, stocking on your head, and they glue your hair down. You'd be surprised what they could do, man.
Oh, for sure. I've seen it before, but I'm honestly, it would be like chunks. The transformation would be like parts of it, and you'd be seeing me pull parts of my hair out.
Wow.
So it would be worth it, and
Cool.
I'm all for it. Honestly, the only thing that's stopping me from cutting my hair is the use of it, that they are antennas and that they are whiskers. You don't cut your cat's whiskers. That's the only thing that's stopping me from it. Like the look, the girls like it. I could work around all that. But it's the antennas. I'm scared of cutting it. I might get sick and die, or not be able to sense the woods and just life how I do, the past 6 years.
But if you're an actor, you have to be willing to do all kinds of shit. Cut your hair, grow shit out. A mechanic has to have his tools, right? He can't just. Right. I just can't have my same set of tools to look good every time you walk in. He's got to have a whole set of fucking tools. So you're gonna have to cut your hair. You have to cut your hair.
And if you do end up cutting all your hair off, you can pledge for a good cause, like St. Jude's or some cancer society. You can. Get a big thing going where you're going to donate it, get a lot of, things rallying up. Maybe other people cut their hair and donate with you.
I'm definitely down for that. It will definitely be donated and set to a good cause, just because, either it will be set to someone helping with cancer, or overseas where they turn hair into bricks and they build cities. Because just think, hair is like regenerative, and it gets wasted for the most part. We just cut it up and throw it away. If we can turn it into bricks like these people are doing, It's happening in the Philippines. One of my good friends actually wrote a thesis on it. It's super dope.
Wow.
So I'm down to contribute to a city. They'd be like, yeah, that's fair. It's made out of Connor.
My hair's in the walls.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna have to get an attorney, right? Because when Connor makes it big playing Harvey Keitel,
Yeah.
he's probably gonna sue me copyrights for being in a 2D animation.
True.
He's gonna be like, I didn't give him permission. Take me off.
Yeah, none of that. None of
You gotta
that.
play
I'm
with
just excited for the opportunity.
You gotta play the
It's
bad
this
cop.
one dude that dresses as Teddy Roosevelt, and he shows up at all the film meetings. And yeah, I hope I'm like 95% a lock, unless some, I guess, Italian New Yorker walks into the audition. But I'm not even going to the audition. I'm sending him a picture. He's seen all my podcasts. He's seen me perform in real life, and if Harvey Keitel, his son, walks in and gets the role, I'm totally cool with it too. I'm more a sci-fi guy, but I love changing.
Branching out is what it's all about. Trying different things.
Now, what is this Leprechaun movie that you're going to be in? What's this Leprechaun deal?
Southern Shamrock. I wrote it, and Jack is like working a rewrite because he wants to make the leprechaun, the crawler, a little bit more magical. I wrote it with like literally the locations and the people in mind, ready to be boom, 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 shot to this weekend. Jack wants to make it a little bit more grand and ready. So we're kind of just in the middle of things right now, but we have the whole cast and everything pretty much selected, and I'm going to be the leprechaun, and then there's another guy named Flan that I kind of wrote the other character. I wrote the leprechaun and the main character as like alternate versions of myself. So
that's cool.
I wish I had that talent where I can write a book or write a movie. I just don't. I don't have it in me. I got the story in me, but to put it down, like I don't have that talent.
I think you do. I think everybody does. You just have to.
I know you told me. I appreciate that, but I definitely don't.
Well, there's people who tell the story and let somebody else write it for them.
Yeah, for $5,000, they're ghostwriting.
Yeah, ghostwriter.
I've been down that road already.
Yeah, I'll write it for cheaper than $5,000, of course. But I know you already have a cool.
No. I'm back down to nobody again. The prices are just insane.
Oh well, shoot! I'm about to fulfill my contract with my fifth book, and then I'm
all right.
free
Very
agent.
good. Very good.
Honestly, I'm going into screenwriting here soon, and then just because I wrote 5 books back to back, and now
you bang them right out, man. You remind me of like a young Jim Goodall.
I love it, man. I have to stay busy because this might be the freest I ever am. This is the cleanest water and the cleanest air I'm ever going to breathe. So I got to, this is the youngest and the brightest and the least amount of sore I'm ever going to be. I got to do it now. And then so I can relax when I'm, a little older, or I hope to be old one day.
Let me ask you, scripts. When I think of people writing scripts, you think of people going down to Hollywood because that's where all the major studios. Is there some kind of a studio presence in Florida where people's scripts can get picking up?
Florida's independent scene is huge, and I know a bunch of filmmakers, so I can just ship them out. Like, I'm honestly down to sell my scripts and me not even be involved in the movie. That would be a really cool concept too. But in the indie scene, Florida is really, really cool, and especially in the Tallahassee, I've made some good connections. But Atlanta, like literally 3.5 hours up, that's the Mecca. Like this morning, I actually applied for Fear the Walking Dead
really?
as an adult walker. But yeah, we'll see how that is, because they do all the testing and all that crap, and if they try to step on my rights, I'm out. I got nothing for Fear the Walking Dead. I'll make my own zombie movie if they don't want to, But it is cool that opportunities are abundant, even here in the East, But yeah, Atlanta and then the indie scene. But my plan is all from the ground up. We have the sound guy. We have the director. Jack is a visionary behind the camera. You've seen it on commercial and movies. It looks studio quality. The sound is the best part of it. The guy, Ethan, he made the whole Void Cat soundtrack with a guitar. So, like, watch it back and listen to it. and that's all a freaking guitar. Like, it's unreal. And then you got me, and like I'm the weak tripod. You know, I'm the weak leg of it all. I'm the one who's watching acting videos late at night, trying to step my game up. Naturally, I'm gonna show up, of course, but I wanna, step my game up too, so that way I can play Harvey Keitel. You know, I need to be able to do a New York accent and be able to wear a suit and be able to tie my hair back and make it look serious. You know, so I have to,
You come stay by me for a week, Con. I'll have you talking like a Brooklyn Italian guy in no time.
1,000,000%.
Actor, script writer, that's a lot of talent.
A lot of talent.
Selling your script. If you look at Quentin Tarantino, he sold his script to the movie True Romance.
Great movie.
The money with that script let him make the movie Reservoir Dogs himself.
I got the tattoo from True Romance.
Wow.
Yeah.
See?
That is so amazing because that's one of my dad's favorite movies. And I love when he's getting beat down in the trailer and he starts like saying the racist Sicilian stuff.
Dennis Hopper, Christian Slater, Patrick Arquette. I mean, the movie was perfect. And people don't realize Quentin Tarantino wrote it. He wrote that, and then he used the money to make Reservoir Dogs. And of course, look at him now. That's gonna be you, man. And you're gonna forget about Anthony, myself, and Dr. Wu.
I have a very good memory, and I love watching old videos, so I'll never forget anybody.
If we did a movie called like Connor Strikes Back, right? Me, you, Connor, Dr. Wu, we're in the woods hunting Bigfoot. You got this Italian guy from Brooklyn, like, these fucking things gonna hop out of the forest or what? We're gonna get killed over here? And you're like a country guy, like, calm down, buddy. Everything's gonna be all right with your shotgun on your shoulder. Then we got him like the dude, just love the forest, bro. It's gonna be cool. And like Dr. Wu, like smoking weed, sitting on a tree, Bigfoot right behind him. I got like a whole idea for us in my head.
I like
there
it.
There you go.
I'm gonna show Jack this in the morning, and we're gonna pitch it out. I like it.
That is awesome.
But I just like to stay busy. If I'm not writing, I like to be filming. And I'm off this weekend, so we're gonna definitely be working on our documentaries. And the documentary is gonna be a really cool concept. We're gonna interview someone, say it's a lady about an extraterrestrial, and I'm gonna sit down and talk to her. And then I'm gonna go back into some kind of history and lore. And then there's going to be like a short film narrative part that it's not going to directly be like a reenactment. It's just going to be, connected, themed extraterrestrial or alien. So it's going to be a mixture of a movie / documentary. It should be a fun experimental experience. And I'm just pumped for it. And again, I'm the weakest leg, and I feel like I'm the strongest spear in this category, in this theme, in this effing world, under the dome. So, man, to the limit, I'm
I don't know, man. I think you put yourself down. I feel you're doing big things, man. I see you doing big things, man.
And
really
I'm just saying the sound guy is top notch. Jack is top notch. I'm effing top notch too, but I'm still the shortest. When you think about a tripod of men, leg, I'm the middle, and I'm fine being the middle because that's the one that's navigating,
Well, between two legs, you got the old sausage. So what are you, the old sausage?
And I'm cool being the sausage, or the snake, the serpent. But I that's where I gotta, bring the light. I have to be the light in this dark world, and I'll bring my goofiness and the fun stories along with it. So
nice, the light bearer.
I love his energy, man. That's great. Stay like that for the rest of your life.
And then Matt got his documentary coming out that you're in. So
yeah, I'm super pumped about that, and that's actually stirring some waves up. I know some people know about it, man, but yeah, from fear to understanding. Super excited about that documentary, man. Nobody owns this state. Nobody owns anybody. We go and make movies, and we go investigate where we want to, because so cool. Matt and I definitely are connected to the forest, are connected to the community, are connected to each other. When you spend a night in a tent with someone, you learn about it. And
hell yeah.
From the outside world, how cool is it that two hardened researchers that are really serious about this came together and, come together. Like, I want to know other Bigfoot researchers that have stayed in tents together. I'd love a website like that.
It's like Brokeback Mountain.
Yeah, camp together. It's beautiful.
Brokeback Forest.
Brokeback Forest.
Brokeback Forest. I like that. 99% of that movie is a nice film. 1% was just a little too much for me. It was aggressive.
Like the old sausage. Yeah,
love the scenery. Yeah, a little sausage. I love it.
I've been looking at you, man. I'm serious.
Nice guy. He was still a nice guy.
Yes, that's cool, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I just can't wait because I get to be the guy that said, I remember when Connor was in my 2D animation.
Yes.
How many people will have him in 2D animation when he gets huge and big? I'd be like, I'm the one. I'm the
one. You
one.
have to cut his hair, Eric. You have to cut his hair.
Yeah, you're right.
Did you draw that, Eric? Is that your artwork?
No, I'm working with somebody, and we come across. I send them pictures of what I want of then Connor, and then he draws back. Said, "Do you like this? Do you like that?" I'm like, "Yeah."
And that's going to be animated. That's going to be like an actual cartoon.
It's 2D animated. It's going to be 3 minutes long, awesome. And and it's not cheap. I'll tell you that.
I know it's not cheap. It really is.
But it's going to be. It's going to be. I think it's going to be worth it, and it's supposed to be maybe if everything goes right, it's supposed to be technically done tomorrow. And if it is, if it's okay, if everything looks great, then I'll set up the premiere day.
Oh, yes,
awesome.
And I already have plans for an episode 2 and 3 and 4 if people like it.
How long is it?
How are they not gonna like it, bro? You're doing something fresh, man. Are you kidding me? Anything, and people want to eat anything fresh up in this community. They're dying for fresh stuff, man.
Fuck, yeah,
I can't wait to see it. It's gonna look dope.
I can't wait because the guy I'm working with, he's done a lot of 2D animation, but he said, "But dude, I've never done what you're asking me to do." Paranormal.
I'm sure he knows what he's doing.
Oh yeah. It's gonna be fun. I mean, you saw the drawing. I'm giving little teasers, so it's gonna be exciting. I can't wait to do that.
Yeah, but Eric, how long is it?
3 minutes.
Oh, okay, 3 minutes. Okay.
3 minutes. Originally,
30 minutes.
It was originally going to be only 2 minutes, but I'm like, dude, I want 3 minutes, and I had to come up with
3 minutes. Believe it or not,
I had to come up with
figure in all different positions, and animated and all that shit.
I had to come up with extra money, but I found it. I sold some stuff because I just want it. And then and if people like it, if they like it, they can help tribute so I can get more episodes done. But I want people to see it, and it's gonna be fun.
We'll see how good this one is, and then we'll talk about crowdfunding for you.
Yeah, right.
Eric, did you see what Danny said? He
said, pull up Dr. Greer crowdfunding for you.
He's selling it first.
What did Danny say?
Danny said, "How much for me to star in one?" So he's already ready to crowdfund one.
Like I said, the first one's going to be kind of simple. It's going to be a simple story of basically me driving to the podcast through the unknown, and then there's other stories that's going to go after that if it takes off. What's that?
All I'm saying is, episode 2, I want to be your bodyguard, and my character gets a baseball bat. That's all I'm saying.
I'll tell you what, Bob,
I want.
I'll give you a hint. There are 3 characters in there. There's going to be a Bigfoot, there's going to be an alien, and there's going to be a unicorn.
Oh.
The trifecta. Perfect.
Wow. Including the unicorn, yes.
And if you go near the ocean in any of them, you got to add Nessie. So and then you said,
put Bigfoot on the unicorn, and they both get abducted by an alien. Nessie.
I got you covered there.
I've been to Scotland. It's nice up there. Oh yes, lots of spirit animals. Right on where Nessie's at.
Hold on, I'm trying to pull something up here.
Boston Crawley too had that museum/mansion.
Oh shit! That's exactly what we just said.
The alien's green, so you can't see him because I got my thing on.
See, that's probably why aliens are green, so they blend in with the screen of the dome.
Camouflage.
Now, I want to show something to. And now, Anthony, this is a National Archive. Hold on a second. I almost forgot what the title is. Hold on. I want to find out what the title. It's something simple, but here, let me get the exact name of it. I don't want to screw this up. Let me see here. This is in Arizona, in 1953. Now they actually put this in National Archive because if this footage came out nowadays, it's easy to say it's a rocket. You can say this, you can say that, it's a jet. But this is 1953, and they actually put this in the archives. You can see it right there, archives.gov. It's something simple. It's nothing fancy at all right here.
I believe it already.
Right there. Now, they're saying they don't know what that is because this is 1953, and the report goes in Arizona. There's going to be no airplanes, no nothing in the sky there. They're not supposed to be anything there. Now, so Bob, now you work for the Museum of Flight.
Yeah.
And so you got more knowledge of airplanes than we do. In 1953, what could cause like a smoke in a way, like you see from a plane nowadays?
Well, that's clearly a chemtrail thingy. That's one of the things that fly up there all the time. And that's, what year is this?
1953, and apparently there was no planes in the sky by the airport.
I was in Ireland and I was looking at an actual historical painting that was filmed in like 1930 something, and it was all those in the sky. Like they drew chemtrails. Like I said, what year is this? So somebody painted this like in early 1900s of chemtrail thingies. So yeah, that's before like the planes were doing all that. But yeah, that's what those things are.
It could. The military back then was testing the F-11 jet back then in 1953.
Well, they were also
doing a military test flight or something like that. Because he's right, it is a chemtrail, not like the chemtrails we see today.
Yeah, I call it chemtrail.
They stick around that's clearly like dissolving as it's going. But it's probably a military jet they're testing. I would say that was probably top secret. Nobody knew
if there was hydrogen. See, if that was hydrogen, then that would be oxygen. Exhaust would be oxygen, which creates those lines. And so people talk about wanting to debunk one of those things, the chemtrails. I'm like, it's not chemicals, number one, because we're not dying. So it's and the color reflects with the sun, reflects into it. You could see what chemicals are in it. So basically, when you pour gas on the ground, when you're like putting a car in, some of it hits the concrete and it makes a rainbow hue on the ground. So any chemical coming out of an airplane would be a rainbow-y color because of the chemicals. It's pure white, like untouchable, pure, like straight from a whipped cream can white. That would have to be oxygen. So it tells me they're running on hydrogen. It's a hydrogen experimental plane, which would be pure oxygen, which would be a huge white line of moisture, like your catalytic converter. You know what I mean? It's the same shit. So that would be, like I said, Anthony could be right. It's an experimental, obviously, and they're trying out different fuel sources, probably using hydrogen. So doing hydrogen jet. That's, in fact, a lot of our fuels now are hydrogen. In aerospace.
Danny makes a valid point too. There was also a ton of captured Nazi craft back then too. That they could be trying to reverse engineer. Very valid point.
Yeah. Operation Paperclip. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And of course, I'm not saying it's real.
Different rocket stages.
Yeah.
When those guys came over too, so it could be like a long range rocket or whatever.
Okay.
B-2 rocket type thing.
Yeah, they've even gotten rockets off the ground using compressed air and or steam. Is that a steam jet? They've done it. So it would also leave a white trail. It would leave a white trail. There you go, a white trail. Yeah, of oxygen.
It was just a little interesting because they put it in the archives. It's like, why would they put it in the archives? You know, so it was something to think about.
There's no information in there on it at all.
It was just the information is they put in the archives because there were supposedly no planes, no military planes. There was supposed to be nothing in the sky, no rockets. So I thought, okay,
that'd be a perfect place to test that.
You know? Now, this is a story about the Iran 1976 pilots. I thought I'd show it and see what you think about that story in the 1976.
A number of cases analyzed by the Cometa Group came from military pilots involved in UFO incidents. One of the most dramatic cases occurred in September of 1976, when a Phantom F-4 jet flown by a pilot from the Iranian Royal Air Force attempted to fire a missile at a UFO. In the same instant, the pilot's fire control console and radio went dead. At this point, a smaller craft emerged from the main UFO and circled around the jet. The pilot then took evasive action and power to his controls returned. He escaped unharmed.
What do you know about? You know anything about that story, Anthony?
I do. That pilot, I believe, was a captain at the time. He chased that UFO. I was just trying to look up his name. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. They chased that UFO. That UFO circled his plane. When he was getting ready to fire on it, that craft shot a beam of light into his cockpit, disabling his entire cockpit. He started dropping altitude, thinking that he was going to lose the plane. And as he was starting to, come down again, he regained the control of the aircraft again and went back after this craft. And it just took off on hypersonic speed. But that's a very well documented case.
Nice.
Is it that this is the guy you're talking about?
One of our greatest success stories was getting a UFO hovering over Tehran, Iran.
Yeah. That's what he says, guys.
Jafari was one of 2 Iranian fighter pilots ordered to intercept a UFO hovering over Tehran, Iran in 1976.
The pilot in the first jet lost instrumentation and communication when he got too close to the brilliant object, so he headed back. About 10 minutes later, they scrambled a second jet which I was piloting.
General Jafari scrambled his F-4 Phantom jet to get a closer look. He gave us this Iranian Air Force reenactment film featuring the original witnesses and planes. Even though Jafari's F-4 fighter jet was traveling at the speed of sound, it was nowhere near fast enough.
Imagine, when I was looking here at about 70 miles out and he jumps all of a sudden 10 degrees to my right. In this angle, 10 degrees, this part which it was traveling becomes about 26.7 miles per moment.
Wow.
I don't say per second, maybe less than a second.
Jafari was flying towards the UFO when a smaller object separated from it and headed right at him. His only instinct was to shoot at it. But that turned out to be a bad idea.
All the instruments were fluctuating with the garbles and the radio, so I was really frightened. So I decided to turn away, and I said, if it comes closer than about 4 miles, I will jump out. So,
having maneuvered away from the object, Jafari's control panel returned to normal, and he regained contact with the tower. Despite the United States government's claim that they have not investigated UFOs since the closing of Project Blue Book in 1969, this Defense Intelligence Agency report, made in 1976, indicates otherwise. It was obtained through the Freedom of Information Act.
So you think the reason why they're not telling us is because they can't trust everyone?
They can't trust, and the second one, maybe as I said, they don't want people to be panicked.
You think that's what it is? The reason they're not saying anything, they don't want people to panic?
Just think what would happen, man. A lot would happen in a short period of time. If we had alien technology, there would be no need for gas, oil. Your electric problems would be solved. You know, these craft run on very small things that can control entire nations with very small components. And the world's religions would be put in an uproar. If you really proved that there was alien life elsewhere, then the Bible goes out the window, the Quran goes out the window, everything gets turned upside down. So, got to keep it out. As far as people, mass hysteria, maybe back in in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, because look what happened when they did the War of the World story over the radio.
Oh, yeah.
Panic, because that
People
was
thought it was real.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that really happened. Yeah. H.G. Wells told that story over the air, and people really thought we were having an alien invasion. People were freaking out.
I had the album. I actually had the album. I was like,
oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, God. It's so good on record, man. On vinyl.
I never heard that. That must sound really cool.
You guys have to go get War of the Worlds on vinyl, the original, man, and listen to it. We're just kicking back, get high, just have a couple of beers, put it on the background. It's like you go to a whole new different world. It sounds so real.
I bet. I don't think people would get terrified today.
Yeah.
I think the vast majority of the world is we're just waiting to get that presidential address. President comes on, fixes his tie, and he's like, all right, they're here, they're floating above us. Nobody be alarmed. We tried, dripping the information out a little bit, but I don't think anybody would panic.
No, not now.
But you wonder what people will believe. Listen, when Bob and I were living in Maryland for a year or two, and then Blair Witch Project came, and everybody thought the Blair Witch was actually. There's people who thought it was real.
Right.
They thought it was a real documentary.
It was a real movie when I first
and living out in Maryland, they were going out to the area that we live by because people thought there were really witches out there. Which I don't know, maybe there's a witch. I'm not saying there's not, but some people do believe this stuff.
So for the hell of it, we start picking up twigs and just making little dolls and shit. I'm gonna hang a doll, man. I'm just gonna go along with it. Let's just create the whole hoax. It's called magic.
Stacking rocks up.
Yeah, stacking rocks. Just fuck it, man. I'm gonna start going along with it. Just hanging funny, stupid stuff around.
When we went to see that movie, I was like, "Is this a real, documentary?" Because I was a kid I was young when that came out. I really thought that was real when that came out.
It was good.
The first one.
Yeah.
They did a
Even
great
the
job.
girl that was the main character, she thought it was a snuff film. She thought maybe the guys, because it was a really small production, she probably got it through a flyer. Yeah, and she brought a knife with her because she thought that it was possible snuff film that she was going to get killed for real. By the two male actors. And I'm still open to, there's definitely some kind of curse and there's witches and, we don't even have to make fun of the forest and go in there and make things. Like nature will provide. You will find strange stuff no matter what.
I'll tell you one thing, man. When I'm up in the Poconos in the woods camping, it's the most peaceful, serene thing when you're out there and it's just you and your family and you're in the middle of nowhere and no people around. I mean, it's like the most peaceful, beautiful chat. I'll tell you how nice it is. He just went camping. It's like, it's like where we belong. We belong out there, The city's not for us, man. We don't belong in the city life. We belong out in the woods, barefoot, walking through the grass, feeling the earth, connecting with nature. That's what it's all about. There you go.
Yeah.
Well, if you know, you know.
Yeah, I'm barefoot also. I'm also barefoot.
Now, people in the chat, you guys should read this. Chad Smith podcast wrote, tired of chemical soaps and deodorants drying your skin out? Check out the Yeti bars and use Connor's promo code. And you know what? Chad's not wrong. There's actually reports because, the last 2-3 years, people are using so much of certain soap. Some people actually had to go to doctors because their hands started to bleed. There are certain soaps. Yeah, there are certain soaps out there that people were using, not knowing that they use way too much, and it hurts your skin so much that there's pictures of people bleeding in their hands because of this.
It's sanitizing soap. They have alcohol in the base. It's heavy base. Alcohol also dehydrates. It kills oxygen. So if you're a girl or a guy, whatever, and you're always putting alcohol on your hands, it's dehydrating your hands. So you're gonna have a thin ass skin, cracks, all kinds of problems.
So to help you out, it's a Yeti bar.
I go there.
From
the
like
tap
their
water from your sink.
The metals that go into our armpits. That gives us cancer. And then when they turn on the 6G towers, we're going to say, yes, sir. And then we're going to walk over there and, go into the Walmart dang chambers. It's going to be messed up. So, yeah, buy Yeti bar soap for the time being. But, fight the establishment with everything you got.
what I'm showing you here is the beginning of the show. Danny sent me a link. It says, "Hey, check this out."
Looks like my lungs.
It's called "Is This Bigfoot I Caught This June 2022?" and it's only 32 seconds. So I haven't even looked at this. I saw it 32 seconds. I'll show it. I'll save it. So let's take a look of this 32 seconds of "Is This Bigfoot I Caught This June?" Now he's saying, "Is this Bigfoot?" So he's not claiming it is, people.
It's up to you.
It's up to you. It's up to you. Here we go.
Look, Breaky, and like he's turning his head and looking at me. See that shit? See that shit? Is that not freaky? It's just like the way it's hanging or something. The way the yard is gone now. What the hell? But it really freaks me out because the spot.
It looks like there's a little bit of movement. I'd like to see it through different filters, but
Yeah, me
Danny's
too.
another one he's always in the woods and he attracts some strange things.
Yeah, they're definitely out there. I'm convinced. Without a doubt, there's Bigfoot.
You can
out
kind
there.
of see the cone-shaped head and that, like
Yeah.
from the outside, the silhouette.
Now I'm gonna have to debunk. So, Danny, what were you smoking? I know him. What were you smoking?
The full video. What is he smoking?
I know him.
But you're right. There is different filters. Well,
did you
know,
have an edible?
I believe the Bigfoot can camouflage with the environment. So, that's why it's hard to see them. I mean, that's how they not escape us, but that's how they keep their distance from us. We feel that they're there, but they don't want to be seen because they know humans are evil.
Yeah, and they know I want to see their genitals, so they never come too close.
Yeah, we know Bob likes animal that's
Abdul wants to check out the old Sasquatch. So
Let's see here. Yes, you have ma'ams. Okay, you've got this. Let me see the size of your groin. Okay.
But that encounter did happen during the strawberry supermoon, so that is pretty cool.
Oh yes, okay, that does make a difference.
One of my favorite channels to if you guys ever want to look at some little fast, easy Bigfoot clips, go to Bigfoot Non's TikTok. So over here on this TikTok, he's got one that's called the Honey Island Swamp Monster, which I did a show on one last week.
Yeah, you can see your name in the bottom corner. I actually downloaded that from your see how not right there, but in the video, bottom right corner. Yeah, it's Paranormal Highway.
Wow!
Oh yeah,
I feel so happy that people are sharing.
I wish it did better numbers for you, but it's all right. Next day, next post. Next day, next post. Some days it does 2K, some days it does 200K.
With the bottom of the
wow. Yeah, it's almost like Danny's in a way, kind of dark shadow.
Yes. What were you smoking?
Yeah, that breakdown is actually done by MK Davis, and like a bunch of people were like, "Oh, what is that?" And I'm like, "Man, this is done by one of the best Sasquatch, film breakdown people." That is a film put out by Ivan Marks, 99% a hoax.
Oh,
these ones are Timber Giants, very cool. It's a cool channel. There's a bunch of comments that lead you to the comments. It's actually 2 videos.
Oh, there it goes. I see it right up there.
There's a black one, and then I put a second video in it of a white one that he caught as well.
Yeah, okay, I see it. I see it.
Yeah, there's definitely movement.
I'm just curious. Why do you? I mean, if that was me out there, right? And we're looking for Bigfoot all this time, I'd be running after that thing with the cameraman. I would have to take that chance. I'd be my fat ass be booking after that thing.
There's some good footage of, guys definitely trying to run or keep up with Sasquatch, and they're definitely too elusive.
I'd be out of breath, holding my lung in like,
yeah, I'm with you.
I'm coming.
But you can close the gap maybe for like
picture.
You can close the gap for like 20 yards, and then especially if you're in Florida, you can close the gap for 5 yards, and then boom, they're gone.
Grab its arms.
That one's a fun one. It's like a monkey creature, and I just called it a monkey creature, and some people are like, that's just a monkey. And some people are like, no, that's a chimera demon hybrid. So I always think it's funny.
The gates of hell just opened up.
What the hell?
What was that? A monkey jump?
It's a sock monkey.
Here, let's watch.
That's a sock monkey.
Oh, there it is. Oh, right there.
I made one for my daughter. I made her a sock monkey. It was gray work socks. It looked like a sock monkey.
Mississippi skunk ape video. I love this video. It shows like hard power. He breaks it, but a lot of people say this video is debunked. But again, all I'm doing is opening it up to people. Who knows? Sometimes the person who took the original video will see my post and maybe give us clarity. We've seen it happen on this.
Is that the video where it's digging in the tree?
But I mean, anybody can say.
Yes.
But anybody can say, "Oh, that's debunked." But has it really been debunked? I mean, who has the power to say, "I'm the guy that debunks," so it's real debunked?
Yeah, I know somebody like that. That every video he's ever seen, he's debunked.
Well, you gotta have both, because you don't know what bad looks like unless you see what bad looks like. You don't know what a hoax looks like. I'd rather look at hoaxes, so I know how to debunk. I want to figure them out.
Eric, can you go back to that last one that you just clicked off of, please?
What was that one called?
It's the third one, right bottom row, right there. Yep. All right. Let me just talk about it for a second.
Hold on.
All right. So
I'll get it back. I'll get it back.
This property is pretty famous for habitual encounters and stuff. So they actually they had a bunch of real life stuff happen that they saw and felt and heard, but they couldn't get it on camera. They had a bunch of trail cameras set up, security cameras, but they couldn't get it. They could not get them on camera. So what they started doing is filming into a mirror. So this is a mirrored shot. So again, watching the video, watching the comments, you have some people that actually know the background and they're like, oh, this is so dope. It's through a mirror. Some people are like, I can't even watch 5 seconds of this. It's blurry. It's like, yo, it's through a mirror. But you get a black and white Sasquatch fighting over some kind of position over some tires. There's a big stack of tires. And the huge breakdown's like 5-6 minutes. MK Davis does it. It's really, really, really cool. But a white and black Sasquatch fighting, and then a huge black giant one, twice the size of the 7 to 9 footers, walks up and breaks the fight. And it is just remarkable. And fence jumper footage. I think it's the Texas fence jumper
footage is great footage, man. He just lifts his leg up like parallel perfect. Don't even bend his knee. And he's right over.
Same property.
So it reminds me of like that Michigan tire guy that he has like a sitter tire, that Michigan tire guy. You guys know what I'm talking about? He's like a tire. He's made of tires.
Logo?
The Michigan tire guy. Yeah. Maybe that could be him.
He's a giant.
He's a giant. He's a Michigan tire guy. He's made of tires.
People don't grasp how tall and massive a 9-foot, 1,000-pound animal is.
Yep. Eric found it right away. He put the cursor on it.
Yeah, there's a head sticking out.
Yep, and he has like a rag or something. A little like Sasquatch is holding a rag. This is the Bluff Creek Croucher. This is right where Patty was filmed. MK Davis was, researching that area and accidentally filmed the Sasquatch. And there's possibility that it's a person, but everybody in his camp was said to be accounted for, and then they filmed that thing. So very interesting.
The actual creek?
Yeah, Bluff Creek. Yep.
Something there.
Right at Willow Creek and Buff Creek. It's the same area.
Wow.
And this one's weird. It's juvenile dogman footage. Some people say it's a kangaroo. Some people say it's a person. Some people say, why can't you hold the damn camera steady?
Yeah, really.
But again, if you're right near a creature, which I've been right near ghost, strange sounds, Bigfoot, and your heart starts beating really fast, and either you go into focus mode, like you said, you go into the zone, or yes, you are just rattling and just trying to keep your composure, and you're
absolutely,
damn near pissing your pants.
Your nerves take over. You can't control your adrenaline. You're all over the place.
For sure. This one is a camouflage one, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Oh,
you can kind of see it. It's like a glimmer man.
Yeah,
kind of like Gemma Jade's encounter.
Like the Predator.
Oh,
yeah,
the Predator. That's Predator.
I want to go out so bad, Connor, with you. I want you to come out here to like up to Pennsylvania, man, so bad, and spend a week or so up there, man. That's Bigfoot country.
What the hell?
Good time up there.
I would love to. I would love to come up to like Long Island as well. I think Long Island's probably a little closer to you than New York.
Yeah, Long Island's like 45 minutes away.
You should link up with Long Island Bigfoot Mike, man, because you and him are both.
All right, Long Island Bigfoot. I would love to.
You guys are cut from the same cloth, and honestly,
like go out on a proper
you guys
hunt with
meet,
somebody.
that would be such a trippy moment for me. That would be our tripod as well, and
I would love to do that.
That would be monumental.
I'm down. I go anytime with him.
Yeah. And Mike's a sponsor of the channel.
That video that you just showed, that was with Kathy Westerman, who took me to Bigfoot World in Ocala. Yeah, and that's just a small impression, but it got like 38,000 views. So I'm happy with Kathy with that. Like I'm proud of her with that. That me and her share that video.
Nice.
And that sensitive content video, such BS, man. It's like a weird Yeti. Like honestly, I think it's a fake video. That's why I named it Weird Yeti Footage, and it's like a big Yeti dragging along some like weird puppet thing. And they gave me they flagged it at first. They took it down, and then I had a warning on my account. I'm like, dang, am I about to lose my TikTok account for this BS? And then I appealed it, and then it still has a sensitive content thing.
They tried to take my video down today from Facebook. Never mind, I said F-U-C-K 100 times. They were worried about the music that Andy Gambino made and created, that we designed and made, that was ours.
Of course.
Copyright.
Man, Anthony,
music that we
Jack
created.
Smith wants to meet you, dude.
Oh
man.
Let's do this.
You better watch out. He might do some freaky things to you.
He's freaky, man.
That's all right,
yeah.
man. It's all about Brokeback Mountain with me, buddy. We have a good time, man.
Yeah.
I take care of you nice.
Well, I think he's a veteran, so you'll be safe.
Yeah.
He's a vet. That means he's really ill. He's safe.
Then where is it? Let me go back a second.
And Eric, whenever you do get a chance, could you go to my Instagram too? I had a fun adventure a couple days ago.
Yeah, I'll pull it up. I'm gonna put this one video on, and I'll pull up the Instagram.
Have you ever went barefoot in a Sasquatch print? Like put the actual barefoot into a Sasquatch print?
So, like to a cast, not to an actual print. Just because we didn't want to sabotage it. But I will. I've had, not put it in it, but I've taken pictures to comparison with my barefoot like next to it. Never touching, just because I didn't want to. Contaminate.
I'm just curious, like how the toes feel compared to our toes. Like, when you're barefoot in there, you could probably really feel it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've never actually like dug in and sunk in. Maybe if we get a long trackway that we cast some prints and we can have fun in a couple of them.
That'd be cool to find out how that felt.
That would be cool.
So I want to see what Anthony thinks of the Lubbock lights of August 30th, 1951, and I'll find that Instagram.
Yes,
the Lubbock lights.
I want to put my genitals into a footprint.
There is genital prints. There's butt prints of Sasquatch. It's a
lot of words. Wow.
In late August, early September 1951, a historical and spectacular series of sightings of multiple formations of nocturnal lights occurred in the skies over northwestern Texas. The Lubbock lights, as they are known, specifically refer to the appearance of 18 to 20 bright objects proceeding in a formation over Lubbock.
Really?
As documented by these photos taken by a college student on the evening of August 30th. During the preceding...
Hold on. That's an insult. Bob, you're saying you're not watching my shit?
I am watching your shit.
My shit. You would know this story. Guys, I can't believe what the fuck I just heard from down there. Oh,
well, I sleep all day.
That's fine. No.
During the daytime.
I'm re-showing it. I'm just fucking with you.
I'm only up at night. In the Lubbock area. On the night of August 25th, a similar aerial luminous display was witnessed by 3 Texas Tech professors, geologist W.I. Robinson, chemical engineer A.G. Orberg, and Professor W.L. Ducker, head of the Department of Petroleum Engineering. The 3 saw at least 30 lights crossing at a very high speed over the dark sky. More sightings were reported the following days. Then around midnight on August 30th, a Texas Tech freshman, 18-year-old Carl Hart Jr., observed a perfect V or boomerang-shaped formation of lights over his parents' house. He grabbed his Kodak 35mm camera and snapped these photos of the lights before they disappeared. An interesting occurrence in the pictures is the presence of a much larger and almost triangular-shaped light, which some have speculated could be a mothership overseeing the formation.
My God.
Once developed, Hart took the pictures to the Lubbock Avalanche Journal, where the editor Jay Harris paid him $10 for the entire set. When the pictures appeared in Life magazine, they got the attention of the Air Force. Although Captain Edward J. Ruppelt of Project Blue Book found no evidence of a fake, he concluded that the 3 professors saw a flock of birds. Several years later, the Air Force conclusion was still migratory
Not
birds.
a night like that, no.
Ground Saucer Watch, a civilian UFO research organization, concluded instead that the lights caught on film by Hart were definitely not birds.
Yeah, I never heard of birds glowing white at night.
I have.
The cameras that they had back then had the flash bulbs that ejected out, and they tried saying that the underbelly of the geese, when the flash bulb went off, it illuminated the underbelly of the geese, the white portion, and that's what you're seeing. But I've seen geese millions of times, man. That's not geese at all.
No,
they do make a V formation, but it's not like that.
No, this is in the United States.
They're all different sizes and shapes. It's weird.
Well, 1951. They ain't no drones. There ain't that many jets, airplanes.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, in the 40s, the 50s, you have some of the not this one, but you have some of the clearest UFO disc photos that you'll ever see. Jim Goodall has some of the best disc photos you'll ever see in your life from the 40s and 50s. They're better than the stuff you see today from back then.
Wow.
Look at that. Wow.
All right. I got Connor's Instagram up here. And you just tell me where to go, Connor.
For the most recent one.
Can I try to debunk that other one first?
Well, we can show a few though too, because I want Dr. Wu to debunk a couple.
Well, the other one, when I was in Australia, people were talking about seeing these UFOs out in the bush, right? So we go out there to take a look for the UFO, and lo and behold, there's no Chinese lanterns around the area, so there's these glowing balls. They were glowing like a straight, like a line, going from one side of an area to another side, and I was like, that's real shit. So what is that? Then we found out that in Australia, you have a bird that likes to start forest fires. And so these birds pick up embers.
No.
They pick up fire. They pick up sticks of fire in Australia, and they fly these sticks of fire to another area and drop them. These birds in Australia. Shit, you guys are not. Look it up. So they were bringing these large, smoldering sticks of fire and flying with sticks of fire and dropping them.
It's insane.
Yeah. So anyway, that's the. I don't know if it's that or not. I'm telling you guys that exists. So once you see something like that, you're like, okay, is that a bunch of birds carrying sticks of fire? I just don't see it in the United States.
And it's from Australia. Where at in Australia?
Look it up. You have a bird that fucking carries sticks of fire.
I mean, where did you see that? She wants to know where did you hear?
Oh, I ain't gonna say that. Oh no.
Justin Maynard's from Australia too.
And Eric, you know I've been in Australia, so I don't need to prove that.
No. She's like, what city did you hear about the bird?
Okay, obviously, it's outback. It's not the towns. Okay, so everybody's got a city on the ocean. What's inside is called an outback. So in the bush. So it's in the bush.
Because Justin's from Australia too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right here. Justin wrote, I think he's speaking of the bowerbird.
It carries sticks of fire. They fly with it. And they drop it and they burn areas of the damn outback. It's like, why?
Okay, let me see.
Birds are amazing.
Let me see if I get this a little wider.
Just make sure to unmute it.
Okay.
Oh, thanks for the like.
Well, what the hell? I should write something too. Can't wait to see this video. Can't wait to watch this.
That's history, man. That's great. Thank you.
While naked.
Wow, naked.
Always put that at the end of that.
You just threw me back into the algorithm, man. I appreciate it.
House at Eden Garden State Park here in Florida. This is a bucket list spot for me because in 1972, this movie, Frogs, was filmed right here, starring Ray Milland and Sam Elliott. Grandpa Crockett invites his family right to this location, and nature starts to fight back. Alligators, giant snakes, and frogs, man-eating frogs.
Hold on. Connor, hold on. But Connor, how do you know that? How do we, tomorrow on my show, I'm doing a couple of videos called the Loveland Frog, the sightings of the Loveland frogs for tomorrow's show. I'm not joking. And then he's got a video about frogs. What are the chances of that?
All connected, man. Loveland Frogman's from Ohio.
Eric.
Nice.
Yeah.
Dr. Wu ain't lying, man. They're called black kites. And they may actually help create some of these flies by carrying burning twigs in their talons, dropping them onto a patch of wildfire. You know, they drop them in, the forest and they start wildfires. They're called black kites. It's not kidding.
No, they do.
Thing.
They start fires.
That's
They're
crazy.
part of the ecosystem. Because there are trees.
They're
in
also
Australia.
known as firehawks. Australian bird known as firehawks.
Yeah.
Deliberately spreading fires. That's crazy.
Yeah, because those trees, they can't. They're nuts. They're nuts. They're nuts. When they fall from the tree has to burn for them to be, to grow.
I'm going back to the video, but just want to show people this is already linked up for tomorrow. The frog.
There it is.
The long frog for tomorrow. I already had it.
Frog.
I just think that's cool. I think that's freaking awesome. So let me get back to Connor's Instagram.
Frog legs.
Yum.
Yes, yum.
At Eden
There we go.
Garden State Park here in Florida.
Well, listen
this
to
is
it again.
a bucket list spot for me because in 1972, this movie, Frogs, was filmed right here, starring Ray Milland and Sam Elliott. Grandpa Crockett invites his family right to this location, and nature starts to fight back. Alligators, giant snakes, and frogs, man-eating frogs. This fountain is a famous location, and it goes all the way to the bay. I've been searching the woods for the lost Spanish cane toads. Oh, man.
Nice.
It's a beautiful piece of property.
I love that.
What a nice. It looks like Forrest Gump's house.
It does.
It's called the Wesley House. It was built in 1897, and I actually did the last tour of the day, and I was the only person on the tour. So I got to go at my only pace, and the girl, like the ranger, was really cool. She had like an arm sleeve and everything, so she was down with the cause, you know. And she told me the place was super haunted, and she's had her arm tugged, loud, aggressive whispers in her ear. And I actually got some information for like one of the head girls and gave it to Stacy Brown to do like a nighttime investigation. Hopefully, we're gonna do a little documentary.
That's awesome. That'd be fun.
It was so cool. Grandpa Crockett, he's Ray Milland in the movie. Ray Milland plays Crockett. He gets annihilated at the end of the movie by all the wildlife. They overrun him at the house. So going up in the house and going into the famous library with all these animal heads. It was just really trippy experience because that movie is really cool. And I bought it. I've watched it a few times recently. And to go, see it with my own eyes. And I don't know, man. It's just a mixture of Florida wildlife and cinema. It's a dream come true. And then that pool, it's a reflection pool. So go ahead.
No, I'm just saying that's great.
It's a,
and if people want to hear more about frogs, tomorrow my show is at 2 p.m. If you want to learn about the Ohio frog, tomorrow at 2 p.m.
I'll get up at 2.
Pacific time.
I hope Terry Brown survives the night because he's literally less than 10 miles from where the Lovewood Frogman resides. So it might hear the buzzing and the ribbit. So hopefully he, is here to talk about it tomorrow and can give us some local insight to the Lovewood Frogman. But
I got two videos. I got 2 videos tomorrow on the Frogman.
Imagine eating his legs. I love frog legs, man. Can you imagine Frogman?
A reflection pool, and if you stand by the other side, you see the mansion in it, and it's really cool. A bunch of the giant Florida frogs escaped, and then the South American cane toads. Where at the end of the video, I call them Spanish cane toads. They're actually South American cane toads. I hope a whole country doesn't come for me with that, but I'm sure there are Spanish cane toads too. A bunch of cane toads escaped during the filming, so that was not good because it was supposed to be an environmental film.
Shit!
And then they ended up sabotaging the land.
Screwed that one up.
Yeah,
but I got a video of an alligator, serpents, and a dolphin within 3 minutes. So it was really cool, and I met this really cool female photographer, and I had her take a picture of me. And I'm still waiting for her to email it to me. So hopefully that.
Were you naked? Because if you were naked, you're probably never going to get it back. She kept it.
No, I wasn't naked, but I was by the woods. And then I was like, no, let me get the house in the background. So I ran over to the middle of the lawn. And it was just super cool. And I'm super excited to go back. And the Truman Show with Jim Carrey was also filmed in the harbor.
Ooh, that's awesome.
So super cool.
Everybody in chat, you got to check this out while Connor was driving. Bob, you got to check this out. This happened during Connor's driving. This happened. So look at this. Watch this.
What happens while he's driving?
This tree just fell down. Look at that.
Watch. It catches fire.
Oh, damn, dude.
What a lucky shot.
Wow.
I think a bird dropped that tree.
Yeah, we ain't waiting forever, man.
When a sign comes to you, it looks like anything. So that's kind of I would call that a sign.
This tree just fell down. Look at that.
Universe is talking to you, man.
I know, right?
Straight up.
And he's like, fuck it, I'm not going to wait. I'm going to pass it because I don't want to be stuck there. So
I had that filmmakers meeting to go to at Tallahassee. Mitchell Cole, one of my favorite effing directors in the world, was waiting in my house. So, I had to get home. And it was 5 minutes to home or like literally 25 minutes all the way around.
Connor, didn't you tell me didn't you tell me somebody called you and said the power was out?
Yeah, the next day, multiple people told me the power was out in the region. So
you're like, I know why.
It was a really bad storm.
It was
crazy.
I got it on film.
I got it on film. I was thinking about sending it to like the news station, but I also didn't want to get like some kind of BS charge, like reckless endangerment or reckless driving. Like,
no.
Yeah, man, I went past the solid line. Look, you can even see it in the small
That doesn't mean
thumbnail.
nothing. Your excuse would just be you didn't know if the rest of the power lines were going to come down on top.
You're right.
Anthony, we're talking about Connor here. Let's just talk about Connor.
Take my advice. I got you, bro.
He's a little bit smoky.
Look at the Punta Gorda, the one in the center is good, but I want to look at that picture real quick. The fourth one, the picture. If you look closely, I'm smoking a joint. It's awesome. I'm with Mike Aguilar. He's actually a Tampa Bay skunk ape researcher that he has these dreams about Sasquatch. And he has this hard pressure in his head when they come around. He goes out with his young son and they leave candy out and he has evidence of them going through it. He has some crazy footprints. He's found hair, put it under microscope. It's really cool. And it was right after I got done speaking, so I got to unravel a little bit. And then it was my weekend from there on out. It was a really cool time.
Did you guys not realize there was a Sasquatch right behind you? You could have.
Yeah, we found the skunk ape. I think he wanted to be in on the rotation, and that's what I'm big on. You have to match their smell. So I come in smelling like a skunk, of course. But it was an awesome time, an awesome weekend too, because I went to Silver Springs on Friday. Right there is the glass bottom boat. That's where they filmed Tarzan, Creature from the Black Lagoon, James Dean, Rebel Without a Cause, the spring scenes and the jungle scenes and the tropical scenes that was filmed there. Moonraker and a bunch of other 007 movies were filmed there, and we actually went above the creature's cave. And I got a cool video of that. That'll come out, next month or something. We'll see. But it was just super legendary. And then, so that was Friday. Then Saturday was the event, the conference. Got to speak, got to show Zillafoot off. And then Sunday, I got to meet up with these awesome ladies, Kathy Westerman and Pamela Esper. And I went to the location that Kathy actually got the famous skunk ape photo, and it's copyrighted. It's on shirts and stuff. Cool. It's super cool. And my video with them is like almost like 5K. So it's really hit the algorithm nice, and people are loving it. I got a really good comment this morning. It was like, I'm loving this video until he brought out the Sasquatch pheromone chips. And it's fine. I think it's funny. And, it's just a tool, of course. But what's crazy is right where we set up the Sasquatch pheromone chips, she set up a trail cam. It does these huge black blobs walk across the screen. So we definitely captured something with it, and I'm just excited to be a part of it, and for her to meet her location. And she gifted me this handprint, which this handprint is revolutionary.
Oh, cool.
I remember first I was at the Lakeland conference, the very first one. And I remember seeing her, Kathy, walk around with a handprint. And I was like, oh, man, that's pretty cool, like in my head. And then she went over to Cliff Brackman and gave it to him. Cliff Brackman from Finding Bigfoot, of course. And he owns that Oregon Bigfoot Museum. And he took the print and took it on the plane back with him to Oregon and tested it and looked at it and then made a bunch of copies of it and sent her back the original, kept one for him in his museum, and then made her a couple copies. And this is actually one of the copies that he made. So this is so cool that it came from Cliff Brackman from the TV show, but more importantly, it came from Kathy Westerman, my friend, my buddy, my teammate. I'm out there. When you're out there, in the forest, you rely on the people. It's family, especially when you're surrounded with these strange creatures in weird weather. But yeah, man, I gifted a little exchange. She gifted me a awesome tour and the print, and then I gave her a signed book. So it was a really good time, and it's just that's what it's all about. And again, as a 29-year-old goofball, pothead, hippie, gamer, umpire, to link up with two girls in their 60s who they are running circles around most people. But still, they are women in their 60s, and I'm a goofy dude in my 20s, and the fact that we can go out and unite and become like better friends. Wow.
Awesome.
I have goosebumps. That's what it's about. And imagine if there's other communities. Like, I hope there's other communities like paranormal. Like, I can't even go there with my brain, but I hope there's other communities that they're young people and old people can come together, you know, kind of like book clubs and like book reading. Like, man, young people and old people, when there is no division, it's a beautiful thing. So I'm a million percent behind that.
I got to say something. You started talking a little while ago, and I had deja vu so bad. I swear to God, I was literally saying everything you said in my head like I heard it already. That was the weirdest thing that just, I'm not even kidding. That was the weirdest
exactly
thing
where
that
we
just
need to
happened,
be.
man.
That's what that means, you know? We're following our
crazy.
path.
I need to find out about these pheromone chips. What the hell is that?
You want to make cologne?
Go to my car right now, man, because I think the seal is broken on them, and I only have like 4 of the 8 left. And
How do they make them? What's it made from?
You can buy them online.
Deer piss or something?
They're like $45. They're a mixture between like bear, monkey, bunch of exotic smells. It has all the ingredients on the website. They've been in documentaries and TV shows. It's a fun tool. But man,
I'm gonna stop selling them. I'm gonna just eat asparagus and start peeing on chips and selling them.
I'm
about to make my own too. But at Flat Rock Booger's house, they brought in some crazy vibes. You know, Matt got abducted by aliens that night, and elementals ran over our camp.
Really? It happens.
And we recorded sounds, and I don't want to spoil too much, but it's that late night. We're after midnight in the East Coast, you know. We recorded sounds that are like singing, Sasquatch singing, and Doug Highcheck, the main producer.
Oh, Doug, yeah, sure, I'm friends with Doug. Yeah,
he has our audio and he loves it, and he actually sent it to the guys from the Olympic Project, the guys out in Seattle and the Washington area, the audio guys, and they cleaned up the audio, and they're saying that it actually links up with some stuff that they're getting in the Pacific Northwest. So our Skunk Ape audio and evidence might be getting added into the Olympic Project Sasquatch study. And that's just cool. We weren't aiming for that.
That's huge.
Actually, it was Alabama, so it would be Booger. My bad. I did say Skunk Ape. Skunk Ape, Booger. A Booger is a Skunk Ape, but it was Alabama. It was Flat Rock Booger's house, and that was, again, revolutionary. Everybody knows.
Congratulations on that.
Kenny's place is a mecca. Thank you. You know, of course, it's still in the early stages, but it's cool for something to really take off like that.
That is cool.
Yeah. Doug Hijack is definitely the guy you want in your corner on that, man.
Yeah.
He was the producer for Monster Quest on the History Channel, Doug.
He's the creator.
He's the creator
of Monster Quest. And he's the first to ever film the giant squid. Dude, he's definitely like the Godfather, and he's soft-spoken and cool, you know, but he's also like a push forward in this community. But the Sasquatch pheromone chips led to all that. But then you know, Kala, we had a lot of good luck in
the logo looks great on Eric.
But yeah, it's blowing up my car, man.
Nice.
I'm curious to what a canine, a dog would do, because
does it smell like ass? Like, it smells like ass.
Smells horrible now. And
if you leave it in your car overnight, a girl gets in your car. Oh my God, your car smells like ass. Like, it's not me. It's the pheromones for Bigfoot. It's Bigfoot
to my backpack to now the car. Like right now, my windows are cracked.
I gotta get a pair of those right there.
Yes.
I'm gonna carry some Bigfoot pheromones so I don't have to shower. It's like, no, it's not me, dude. I was carrying the Bigfoot pheromone. Oh, okay, it's not me. I just carry this.
I'm mid study right now.
Now the reason I was showing that real quick, Zombie Review Tech designed that Paranormal Highway on a he designed it with the road sign.
Yes.
And he designed it. I didn't ask him. He just goes, "Hey, I have a present for you." I'm like, "Here's a logo for your shirt." Like, holy shit! Wow, I never thought about putting that on a sign. I mean, something so simple.
Now, do you do Speedos?
Well, if
a group of guys decide to start wearing Speedos, you have those
right here, Bob. Right there, right here.
Let's see. Oh, there we go.
Spandex.
Yeah, you're talking about Roach from.
Look at this one.
Zombie
this
Tech
is for all the
Review.
women wearing this. Like, look, there's my paranormal highway right here.
I would wear that.
Paranormal highway. Isn't that sexy?
I would wear that.
Isn't that sexy?
You send me that, I'll wear it. I'll wear it.
Yeah, he did a great job on that logo, man.
God,
That's just cool.
There's a lot of people with talent.
Right?
Here's let me see here. Here's a video I'm gonna show to see get Anthony's opinion. This is let me see.
You do banana hammocks? Banana hammocks?
This is April 1964. Sorgo, New Mexico UFO. A UFO encounter with an officer, with a cop.
Oh shit!
1964.
Sure
there
looks
was
like
a police officer, Lonnie Zamora, in Socorro, New Mexico. He was following a speeder. As he was following the speeder, he saw off to his right in the southwest, he saw a brilliant kind of a blue-white flame. It looked like it might be dropping down or descending. He didn't understand it, so he dutifully left the speeder and turned to the southwest up a hill.
When I got up on top of the mesa there, I looked down and I seen this big white object on the ground. I could see some figures.
Lonnie told him that he had seen some small beings that looked like children around the craft.
They were no taller than maybe 2.5, 3 feet tall.
He never wandered more than about 3 feet away from his patrol car when the craft took off.
Wow.
He just could not compute at that moment what this thing was, other than it was raising vertically straight up.
And at that time, nobody knew what a UFO was. That's when they started putting it on the papers.
The unusual size of the occupants. I knew that the government, nobody else hires midgets to fly ultra-secret Black Project craft.
How do we know they don't hire midgets? I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. How do you know that?
I saw them with my own eyes.
You don't know that.
That's about the size of them.
Well, that's a midget.
It happened right here. And I was here 15 minutes after, and I saw the smoldering, I saw the footprints, and I saw the imprints of the unit.
Ooh. Those were official.
The government does it.
Unidentified. Oh, man.
The way it rose up this mysterious ground knife.
Word gives me.
The way it flew off horizontally without a sound, at least so far as Zamora could hear. The way it climbed to beyond supersonic speed, all of these things suggest that it was by no means a 1964 technology, and in fact, there's nothing today that could duplicate that technology.
My God.
This is the best documented close encounter of the third kind that has ever been.
They would have been better off talking about this at the congressional hearings.
Right? Yeah.
So Anthony, what do you know about that story?
I know everything there is to know about that story, man.
Wow.
Yeah. like the story said, he was getting ready to pull somebody over and he spotted that. The only thing that was very weird to me was that you saw visible signs of propulsion. You saw like that flame coming out of it. That's the only thing that makes me think that it was some kind of reverse engineered technology that we were working on. But the size of the people that he's seen, saying they were like children, unless he was so far away from them that they appeared smaller from the distance his cop car was to the craft, and they look small. Maybe they're only 5.5 feet tall. Little Italian guys or something. Who knows? But,
yeah,
it could be his distance that made him think that they were tiny like that, a lot smaller than what what they actually were. But coming from a cop, a trained observer, coming from the 60s that happened,
1964.
Back then, I don't think a cop would lie about that. He would probably lose his job for telling a story like that. So I think it really blew his mind what he's seen, and he reported it.
I believe this, but I believe it.
Now, Anthony,
I believe it too.
Now, Anthony, because you were on the police force. Say you were on a police job and that happened to you. Would you be afraid to report it? What people think of you, or what would happen if you report that nowadays?
That's a good question.
Yeah, I've never witnessed anything while I was at work, but I mean, today is cameras everywhere, right? So if anything came down like that, and I opened my mouth, there would be footage from the gas station, the corner deli, you know, the cash checking machine.
But what if you go out in the country where there ain't cameras out there?
That's a different story. It would depend on, you know, how serious the situation was. You know, they're gonna probably want to do drug testing on you, polygraph testing on you, all kinds of shit. Because now you're wasting all kinds of resources. So if they want to know if you're mentally capable to carry a firearm, you know, there's a whole load of stuff that comes down with that. You know,
like
you
pilots,
like that. You know,
same thing with pilots. It's the same thing with pilots.
You know,
they're like now they're doing blood tests, urinalysis tests, hair samples for whatever hallucinogen they have in their body. All this horrible stuff. You're convicted first, and then you're freed later.
You're persecuted first, right? Absolutely.
Oh, everybody in the chat.
In the military.
Tomorrow morning, Chad Smith is having a show, and there's a reason why I'm bringing this up too. He's having a guest, Nate Thompson, who's directing a horror movie. And the reason I'm bringing this up because I told Chad that I'm coming on at 7:00 in the morning. I'm going to be honest in the beginning because I love talking to directors of horror movies and all that. So if anybody likes horror movies and stuff, this guy's going to be on. And I told Chad I'm taking over his channel because I love interviewing directors. It's just so interesting. You know, horror movies are awesome. So that's tomorrow morning. I'm going to be on it with them.
10 a.m. Eastern. Cool.
Wow.
10 a.m. Eastern. Oh, yeah.
Wait, so 7:00 in the morning here?
Yeah, 7:00 our time.
Oh, I will not be seeing that.
I love talking to directors. Connor and I did that interview with that one guy. I forgot his name now, but that we interview on the channel, making that horror movie. The Hoodman, was it?
Yep, Hoodman. And
I
like
it.
Something. And now it was really cool because we got an early access link. You know, it felt special. It was exclusive, and it was right before his movie was coming out. It was like part of the press tour. So it was cool.
What horror movie is it directing, this guy?
Nate Thompson. I'm not entirely sure for tomorrow. I was kind of saving it for tomorrow, but
he's making a movie called it's coming out in August, The Soul Reaper. Let me see. It's not out
sounds
yet.
Like a porn. It's not a porno?
Yeah.
Hold on. It's in the description here. Let me share the screen back up.
Sounds like a cool name, The Soul Reaper.
Here it is. Nate Thompson is a horror film director, proud father, and a horror town visionary. He is currently working on building a year-round town of horrors in Irish Mills, Michigan.
Oh, cool.
He also is working on a new film called The Soul Reaper, which will be released August 20th.
Hell yes.
Like that.
And
I'll be there tomorrow, Chad.
Work out on The Dead Record, Cult Affairs, and the Cult Leaders.
I gotta say, man, if you guys haven't checked out the Chad Smith podcast, man, get over there because you know Chad, Spooky, Sonny hangs out, man. Those are some of the best people you want to be around, man. They're some of the kindest, most caring people in the community, man. And I'm proud and honored to know them and be able to hang out with them and work with them. And they're great people. So go check them out if you haven't.
Yeah, and weird is they give me a permanent thing where I could go into their show anytime I want. I could wreck their show if I want.
Oh, that's cool.
That's cool. That's cool.
No, as soon as I see that, I actually sent them an email saying, dude, I know I can just jump on when I want, but I'm asking you permission to jump on from the beginning because I want to talk to this guy.
I'll be like,
oh yeah,
give me the
He's
keys.
making a year-round haunted town. So I'm curious about that. What do you mean year-round haunted town? Like, is it tours? People get to go to a haunted town anytime they want? I'm curious.
I'm haunted.
It's not easy doing film work. I want to do my documentary, Extraterrestrial City. We got all the footage and all that, but it's so hard trying to find a film crew to follow you around for a couple of days to get all those B-roll shots that you need. You know, somebody you can be dependable on, and then put it all together for you. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, and how you going to show it? Who's going to distribute? Right. You know, there's a lot of things. You know, we got that when Connor and I interviewed that director. Like, how do you get it off the ground? Who do you go? How do you sell it? Are you trying to get it to theaters?
It's a lot of.
There's a lot
of work.
Yeah, I want to do independent porn, and that's going to be hard too. I have to get a crew together. People want to watch me. I don't want to watch you, dude. Come on, man.
You gotta get the right set of midgets in there.
Yeah, the right midgets in there. We gotta carry the pictures of beer on little bicycles, and
everybody's gotta wear Chad Smith underwear.
Sylvester Stallone got his start doing soft porn before he became Rocky.
Actually, he did.
He did. Sylvester Stallone was in a soft porn before he was in Rocky, and technically, the only reason he was in Rocky because he wrote the script and he wanted the part.
Genius, right?
Genius.
Perfect.
Genius.
Anthony, I think we talked about it last time, but Delivers from Evil, about that one New York police officer that had a paranormal encounter, and then Eric Bana made a movie about it. Do you know anything about that case?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Say that again.
New York. It's about a police officer, Ralph Sarchi. He investigates a series of crimes, and then it links with paranormal. And they made a movie about it, and it's based on a true story. I just didn't know.
That sounds so familiar.
I haven't heard it.
Let me look this up real quick and see if I know. Ralph Sarchi?
Yeah, that's his name in the movie. I don't know if they changed it, but Deliver Us from Evil. Yeah, Ralph Sarchi.
That's why, like Anthony, like I'm talking about birds that fucking have fire sticks, and he's looking down and he's going to find the fuck out. Like, and now he's like, he sits. Let me find this guy. I'm going to find him.
I've heard of this. I've heard of this because I'm one of them, and I love being around one of them. Like,
Peanut Bud said that Frog movie is actually on YouTube.
For sure. And everybody else, guys, watch They Bite 1996. I watched Frogs and They Bite back to back because They Bite was filmed around here too, and it's about mutant monsters. Ron Jeremy's in it, so it shows TNA as well. But I've been watching it, trying to dissect it, trying to find the locations, and literally I'm going to call one of the bed and breakfast tomorrow because it finally opens up. It was closed on Wednesdays, and I'm going to ask them. I'm like, was your movie used in this? So I got some research ahead of me, but They Bite and Frogs, yes, both on YouTube for free.
Yes.
I'm going to pull up Anthony's channel, Unidentified S4.
Oh boy.
You got a UFO video you think we should look at here?
Did you see the one from the Queen's Royal Jubilee?
Yeah, we showed that one on our show.
Oh yeah, we did. That's right, we did.
I've only put up documentaries, lives recently, the past couple days.
So you got
There's a ton of shit on there though. That's Starlink.
Beautiful. Do I catch it? And here it is. Enjoy.
People have been asking for that, so I put it up for them.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's like when Starlink people started, first having the sightings and they didn't know what it was.
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh, what the hell's going on in the sky? Everybody's showing these dots flying around, and then I explained what it was, that it was Starlink.
And that's a set of satellites then.
Yeah, that's Elon Musk satellites.
I did it in black and white only because it's easier for us to see.
Interesting.
Opposed to color.
I put up, I could send it real quick.
Almost looks like Morse code.
Yeah, the Starlink satellites are pretty cool.
And do they say there's people in those satellites, or are they like remote controlled?
They're tiny, man. They're I don't know if they're like 2 feet by 2 feet by 2 feet, small little boxes, and it's so people can get better internet, globally.
Interesting.
That looks just like, yeah, that's cool.
And do you know what year that they were installed?
I do not, but that was probably, it was like 7-8 months ago.
That was cool, dude.
Do you know if it was was it during my lifetime, or was it like in the 60s?
Oh yeah. No, it was just only a couple of years ago that they were launched.
Oh, okay,
that was cool.
Interesting.
I just sent you a video on Messenger that I got last night. That I was walking back from the beach, right? And I just get my camera on fast enough to catch the last 7 seconds of this object floating over the beach. Oh, actually, I could probably share my screen.
Yeah.
It was floating over the beach. Is this it? It's got to be it. Yeah, here it is. Hit that I just put down there. Watch that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, watch what happens. Totally disappears. Gone.
Oh yeah.
I have no idea. No sound, no nothing.
That's fucking great.
And it just disappears out of nowhere.
Look at that. Or something's invisible. It's going behind it.
Went off.
Yeah, it goes behind it.
You just caught this a few nights ago?
Last night.
Damn.
Oh, this is great.
Yeah.
Do it again. I'm gonna see it again.
So you don't have this up on your channel yet.
We showed it today for 14 seconds. I didn't actually.
Oh yeah.
It's going behind something. That's why it doesn't fade out.
It's going down towards the ocean, and then it just disappears.
Yeah, it's behind something.
Behind what?
It goes. It's invisible. I mean, it doesn't just fade into like a pop out. It's literally going behind an object that you can't see. Do it one more time. Watch. See how it fades in like behind an object.
Yeah, like the light went out.
Yeah. Oop. Wow.
I kind of feel like
cool.
I know it sounds insane, but I kind of feel like the thing knew I caught it and filmed it, and it shut itself off. That's what it felt like.
You filmed this?
Yeah, I filmed it last night.
Holy shit!
Right in my backyard. You hear the ocean water in the background.
That's the best evidence I've seen in fucking for a long time.
And I wish I would have got the camera on just another second or two faster, because I would have probably put it a little bit higher coming down.
Yeah, it was behind something.
You hear the water, yeah.
Yeah, I'm standing right on the beach.
Wow.
And it just goes away. Boom, gone.
Yeah, nice. and I had Jesse Peak on from MUFON today, and would maybe even bring it up. I wasn't even going to show it because it was so short, but he was saying he had this sighting with this object that was like Roman candles, and there was 4 of them, and they just drifted, and then they all went out simultaneously. And I said, no shit, that's so weird. Look what I filmed last night, something similar to you. And he's like, oh my God, that's like what I seen. So that was weird.
And this is the one that's on your channel from October 2021, UFOs over Texas.
Yeah, this was ascending.
That's kind of neat.
Yeah.
Got a red color to them.
Yeah, that's a solid line, whatever it is. Those things aren't moving at any distance from each other. Yeah.
Some people, when they have a sighting, the object's there, they got the camera in their hand and everything, but they're so enamored by what's going on. They're talking with their friends and moving the camera. They don't realize that they're all over the place. Sometimes you just want to shake them and say, stay fucking still, hit the button. But what are you going to do?
That's nature, it's human nature.
You were the one that said, post up on your shoulder, right? Use that shoulder posture.
Yeah, hold it onto your shoulder so, you stay steady with it at all times.
Yeah, I like that.
That's smart.
It helps, especially when you're running. If you lock yourself in with your camera, you're locked in. If you can be up and down, but that camera ain't going to fall. It ain't going to go nowhere.
I've used it on a boat since talking to you, and
Oh, have you?
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, it's better than going like this. That's for sure.
It works, right?
Yeah, it works.
Especially when you put some pressure down too, so you're put equal and opposite
easily.
force.
This was Ring Camera UFO in the UK.
Oh, this was great, man.
How many of those Starlink snakes are out there? Just one?
A lot.
Okay, a lot.
Sparkling behind the tree. And it's moving.
It's a huge TR-3B.
It's on a Ring camera.
Yeah.
Now, I wonder, my Ring camera goes off when something moves. I wonder if this one just on 24 hours.
The guy actually witnessed this with his own eyes outside. Was pissed that he didn't have a camera to film it, and then he remembered he had the Ring camera, and he was just out of curiosity if it caught it, and it did.
Wow.
And it's
do you know
interesting.
If his ring camera is one of those that has to be triggered to turn on? Because
I called it a ring camera because that's what we use in America.
Oh,
it's actually the name of it's on the bottom. It's called Unify.
Oh,
is
okay.
The system that he used. So that's my
so
era.
it's always on.
Yeah. I didn't think people over here would know what Unify was, but it's like their version of like a ring system.
Okay,
I
makes
just
sense.
made it easier for us to understand, and I put ring in the title, but it was actually a Unify system. But it's really good footage. I mean, on one channel, it got like 500,000 views just on one channel alone.
With the 3, I'm interested. Is it 3 different crafts or is it a triangular?
I think it's one craft. And you've seen the 3 lights of it. That's what we all seem to think.
And then at the end, they kind of get closer to each other. But who's to say the craft can't shape shift?
If you speed it up, it's moving around, is what it's doing.
Okay.
It's spinning as it's going.
That's fascinating. And he saw that with his own eyes,
He
too.
saw that with his own eyes, yeah.
Wow.
No sound, none of that. Yeah, this was a big sighting last year, man. This was all over the place after I put it up. It was in a bunch of newspapers. It was in the Sun. It was in a bunch of newspapers. It was all over England.
Dr. Wu, this probably time's up when you were back home.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm staring at the... I should turn the camera around.
I think it was
last year.
England, I think.
That storm is here, guys. Holy shit. The whole sky's lighting up with lightning. Oh, sorry.
He'll disappear.
It's called strange objects.
What's that?
I think it's booking.
Just a strange object in the sky I caught.
You see it moving,
as we like to call them. See the other one passed it and went up?
Yep.
It was 2 there for a second.
Be looking up, man. So if you're not, you're gonna miss.
Anthony, do any of your family members tease you? And just you're just filming the sky,
Nah, you know what? Like the first, I'd say I would go out by my dad's house in the backyard, and I would go out once it got dark and start filming, and my mom would be like, "What the hell are you doing?" And I was like, "Why don't you come outside and sit with me one night?" So she came out one night, nothing happened. I was there for the weekend. The following night, she came out, and I said, "Take a look with the night vision and see how different the stars look, right?" She must have been looking up at the sky for about 20 minutes with the night vision. She's like, "Oh my God, I see something." I was like, "Are there any strobe lights?" And she's like, "There's not." And then I took the camera. I was like, "That's it. Now watch what it does." And she's like, "Oh my God, you're right. There are things up there." I said, "I've been trying to tell you."
Right there. Look
a lot of things up there.
There's a lot of things out there, man.
A lot of things up there. It's not what people think it is.
I love this, though. This is like my passion,
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Play that one that says UFOs over South China. Did you ever see that one? Top left.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, you see, I played it before. I don't remember.
Oh, you played this before?
Yeah, I took this from your channel before and put it on one of my news shows. You got good stuff.
Pilots filmed this.
Oh, I never give you a like. What? I'm a bastard. There you go.
Bastard. Shame on you.
Yeah. I remember that one.
Man. I still don't know what it is. You get some people now, you always get those people. Oh, it's CGI. Oh, it's military flares. I've never seen flares like that myself, but I can't speak for CGI because I've never seen anybody do CGI like that. I've seen CGI, but not in that kind of pattern of formation.
That is
There's
really
form
cool.
to them. It's just wild.
It's like something invisible.
Crazy.
Somebody wrote, "Show Dr. What'd she say? Show Dr. Wu storm pizza, but some crazy shit."
Yeah, it's crazy. The whole sky looks like fucking Florida right now, man. This is in California. I mean, I'm inside something right now.
What?
That
Bad by you, the weather?
What's that?
What? The weather's bad by you right now?
Oh yeah, it was completely fine. It was nothing. It was beautiful hot temperatures. It's the Central Valley. We don't have no water here. It's desert. That's why they always have these problems. But there's this monster storm. It just fucking showed up. And I told you before the show started, like, hey guys, I'm sorry I'm late. There was a newscast on the the alarm system just went off on the TV.
Right.
Yeah. I told you guys how to move everything, grab all my electronics and move it inside of a container inside next to where I'm at. And out here, the sky is just lighting up.
This person wrote, the Ring cameras are capturing relatively sharp footage of UFO activities. I may just get one to enhance my home security. You never know with the times we are currently living in. Hey, you never know. You might catch something.
Very true, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you just don't know. You just got to look up. Keep looking up.
If you're not looking up, you're not looking up.
It's like I always tell people that. How do you see UFOs? Well, you start looking up, and
check out this one on the bottom.
You're going to see one. Oh,
that's a good one.
Nobody looks up. It's weird.
And that's the triangle, all right. Yeah. It's hanging out.
That's crazy.
But
it reminds me of how the moon is like transparent too. So I think it's the same plasma technology.
See that pulsing light on it in 2 second intervals? That's an FAA coded light, which makes me think that this is military.
Yeah.
Crazy Matt, Second Star Survival.
My man, Second Star Matt in the house.
What's up, man?
Over in Spain and Portugal and Mexico, they get some of the best UFO footage, man, that you'll ever see. Some strange shit over there.
South America, yeah.
And how does there people still out there saying there's nothing going on up there? How can they?
You got people that will deny that your Bigfoot doesn't exist, ghosts don't exist, aliens don't exist until you physically drag one of each, and put it right in front of them and say, here's a little gray alien. Look, motherfucker's dead. He's real. Here's Bigfoot. Here he is. He's right here. He's real. And they just won't believe so they could physically see it and touch it and smell it with their own hands. And that's sad, because so many thousands of man hours go out into field research. People don't understand how much time goes into, like, I was out from 9 o'clock at night to almost 4:30 in the morning just to catch that one little 7-second clip. You know what I'm saying? And if I didn't get my camera on fast enough, I would have missed that. So you guys don't realize how many man hours go into this. For you guys to see a 3-minute long video, sometimes that takes months for something like that to happen. Being out all night, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of passion, a lot of dedication. It really is, man. Especially Bigfoot research, man. Okay, how many thousands of hours you got in the field now looking at?
Well, just talk to some of the paranormal researchers. Some of the paranormal researchers go to the same house 7 days a week, and only one night they catch something for 1 minute,
right?
And that's it.
Yeah,
a lot of dedication. So when you see, investigators out there in any field, paranormal, cryptid, any form of cryptid, dogman, Bigfoot, skunk ape, it doesn't matter what it is. UFO researchers, you got to respect those guys, man, because they're devoting a lot of their personal time to go out there to bring you guys whatever evidence they can find. And, just getting that one footprint or that one ghost that goes past the camera for 3 seconds or that one orb in the sky that disappears in 7 seconds.
The money shot.
Groundbreaking shit. Nobody else is showing you that, man. So be grateful when you get it. No matter
the money
what
shot.
It is, man. A lot of work went behind getting that. A lot of time and effort and energy.
So, Anthony, let me ask you, how did you meet your on your show, your partner Andy? How did you meet Andy? Was he a hardcore UFO researcher before you or something? How do you guys get hooked up?
So I'm in this gay bar, right? No, I'm only kidding. Actually, Andy and we met in a chat and on another UFO channel, and Andy's a producer and he makes music and all of that stuff. And he says, fact, I'm not a computer guy, so I'm not very good with graphics or any of that shit. I just film it and put it up. I had all this stupid music and little UFO shit I used to put up, little aliens waving at you when the show started. So he's like, I like to dress up the channel a little bit, do a little production cleanup for you, and help you out. So I was like, yeah, all right, we could try that out. And then he just started making the coolest shit for me. I was like, dude,
cool, man.
Fucking start working together. He's like, I was hoping you're gonna ask, and then he was like, I actually got an idea. I would like to, start a live show. I think you should go live, meet the community instead of just putting footage up. So I was like, I was thinking about it, but I didn't want to do it alone because doing it alone is like really uncomfortable. It's not easy. You know what I mean? It's better when you have somebody to bounce ideas off of in the show. It just flows better. It really does.
I know what you're saying. When Connor says you come on, jump on because it's easier.
It helps, you're bouncing shit off each other. It's just so much better, right? And then he's like, let's do a live. So I was like, yeah, I'm down. And then we thought about it. We put it all together and we started doing it. And the rest is history, man. I'm so glad I got Andy, man. He's really a gem, man. He's phenomenal. Music, production, guy does it all. He blessed my channel a millionfold. I owe it all. I owe the whole life to him. I mean, without him, we would have never had it. So I owe it all to him. I really do. And he's got my back 100%, man.
That's cool.
We got a little beef going with some douchebag right now, and he's right there, he's right there with me, man. He's a good dude. He's a good dude.
I want to hear about the beef.
Watch today's video. You can smoke, play with your balls, and watch what we said.
Yes. So did you bring Andy to like the Chad Smith podcast and all that, or is that circle like where you met him, or have you been friends with Andy for like years now?
About a year now.
Okay. So just because that's how I met Andy was through those circles, and I didn't know if like you guys just hit it off, or if you were the one that brought him.
Yeah, no, like when Andy and I started the live, we started meeting all the other live members, Chad Smith and Spooky and all that. We met them all together at the same time, Andy and I. And then, I started hanging out with Eric, and I'm like, you got to come meet Eric. This guy's great. You got to come meet Connor, Dr. Wu. You got to meet all these people. And he just starts bouncing around me. But that's what it's all about, networking, making friends.
Yeah, networking.
You know what I mean? That's some big shit that other channels do, stabbing people in the back and hate this, and I hate you for that. That's not what this is about, man. You know what I mean?
Eric and I know. Eric and I know very well.
I remember. I still remember. I go, Bob, I got this guy named Connor. He's like a free spirit guy. He writes these books. Let's bring him on.
Yeah.
And we did the first show where Connor was on his bed, bouncing around and stuff.
Jumping around, having a good time. And I was like, awesome, because I have to leave your show for a while. So it's like Dukes of Hazzard when they replaced it with the other cousins. It didn't go very well. However, in this case, he's a great substitute.
I'll tell you what, everything happens for a reason,
Connor popped up just perfect, like he's supposed to be there. I was like, cool. Replaced.
It's all meant to be. When you meet somebody and they just click, it's like all meant to be. But thank God, like everybody, with the exception of one person, everybody I met in this community, it's awesome, man. And like everybody here, like, I recently I've been watching Brown Dwarf stuff. Guy's got a great channel, Danny, and my friend Cassie and Arlene, I think Atkins has a channel. I think I've seen something on there. And all these people, like, they're all fucking beautiful people. They're
awesome.
They're all right. Everybody's awesome.
They don't care to share.
I'm there all the time.
Don't care to share.
Yeah, man.
You got a video? You want to show a video for my channel? Go for it.
Right.
You don't even have to ask. Now, I always ask, but they tell you don't have to ask. Just take it.
Yeah, no, I tell them to take whatever they want because, look, we're doing research, right? So if I'm outside doing the field portion of it and I'm getting the footage, naturally I want somebody to take and say, I'm going to give this to my scientist friend. I'm going to give this to my engineer friend. We're going to work it out, see what we could come up with. Or I'm going to send the video footage off to fucking Kodak or whatever. Take it, send it. Let me know. I want to know what I'm filming too.
I know.
Yeah.
You know what we need? Dude, we need a Cassie. My God, she gets interviews for Chad Smith's channels. He does so much for these channels. I'm like,
Cassie.
Where's my Cassie? I want Cassie
just to sing lullaby. I want you to do a whole show where you sing like lullabies and read books for like 20 hours. So at night, I could just play her voice to fall asleep. She has the most soothing, sweet voice.
But she helps everybody else's channel, and it's like
she's a gem, man.
I'm jealous because I'm like, I want a Cassie. I want an Andy guy that can help build computers. Where's my people?
She's a sweetheart, man. She really is. I love her. She's a great person. But you know, all the women in this community, and that's another thing.
They're smart.
Now we have a lot more women coming up in the community, and that's so
smart.
You just said it. They're so smart. They're smart.
Oh yeah, they're real smart.
They're calm. They're collected. They know how to keep everybody, all those guys, calm and tame. You know, we need them more than anything. You know, because if it's just us, you know, it's beers and weed, and we'll fuck shit up. But when they come,
and our show will be taken down already.
No, my sidebar is mostly females, and they regulate, so I can just talk, do whatever I want, get drunk. They regulate the whole damn thing. They've got the push button for explosion. Get out of here.
Suzanne, I have the Paranormal Highway family. Love you. All full of units. Great show. Thank you. Love, light, and laughter. Be kind and stay safe. God bless.
God bless you. That's what it's all about, man. Listen. I say it all the time, man. We're all gonna fuck up. We're all gonna make mistakes, right? But if you apologize for your wrongs and your friends forgive you, those are your real friends. When you're forgiven by real people. When people want to just take your shit and constantly twist it around into negativity, and then those are people you don't want around you, man. Because
that's true.
That'll bring your channel right down into the gutter, man. Like today, I had to yell and scream at this fucking moron because death threats come to my house. That ain't me. You think I wanted to have to do that today? No, but I had to make it clear that shit ain't gonna come to my house. Otherwise, you're gonna be leaving with broken kneecaps. So.
And trust me, Anthony, Bob and I, we've been there.
It's crazy. You know, the shit will drive you crazy, man.
I had a guy drive to my house. Drive to my house I was still living in Washington at my house. A guy drove from Oregon in his car, filming. He's gonna kick my ass.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Live, and then he shows up to my house, and I walked outside, and he just drove by, gave me a dirty look, went around the block, come back around, drove one more time, gave me a dirty look, and just kept driving.
He would have ran the block. I would have stood in the middle of the street with my nightstick, and I would have waited for him to come back.
Well, I stayed on my property. In Washington, it's really clear that they have to be on your property for whatever has to happen. You know what I'm talking about. So I had to stay on my property where my legal sovereign ground was. You know, I was like, okay, so you can come out of your vehicle. Come on, just come to my yard. Come to my front yard.
I put this up before in my community board, and it's a God's honest truth.
Back in my day, when you couldn't hide behind a computer screen,
you got punched in the fucking mouth, and that's the way that shit got solved.
That's why I invited him down to my house. I gave him my address. You want to kick my ass? Kept making a video and kick my ass. Well, I'll give you my address. How about that? I had beers, dude. I put beers down and I stood on my lawn. I'm just drinking beer, like I'm waiting, just waiting for you. Just kept driving around in a circle, and then made no more videos.
Some people have no content of their own, so the only thing they can do, they scour the community for anybody that fucks up or anybody that talks about this guy who does it. They look for that shit, and they just make content out of it. And people, you wouldn't believe the donations that come in because people they eat up drama. It's mind-boggling, man. You would think it would be the opposite. Be so distasteful to do something like that, but that's how we think, normal people. But other people, they do not think like that. They love the drama, man. It's sad. It's a sick world we live in. We got to stay away from that shit, you know?
They do.
It's sad.
And some of these channels, they still have spies listening to you, ready to bring it back to their group and to pounce on you. I mean, it's sad. It's like
I made it clear from today. I spoke my piece today, and then I said, from this point on, I don't care what you do. Let people see what a fucking asshole you are from this point on. I could care less. I'm not going to acknowledge you no more, and that's it. Somebody comes in the chat, they put a derogatory statement or whatever they want to do, and block. See, I don't need you. You know what I mean? It's that simple. You know?
It's just ironic you're on this channel. Eric and I have been hated for a long time.
It's wrong. Nobody should be hated. Look, if you don't like somebody, don't watch them. Right? Because when you're constantly talking about them and you're sending trolls and all that shit after them, To me, that sounds like you want to fuck the guy. Like
I
you
know.
love him.
I know.
You know what I mean? That sounds like Brokeback Mountain shit to me. You know?
There's people who
You
don't
want to marry
like-
me? You talk about me every day. You want to marry me? What's going on here? You know what I mean?
There's people that don't want you to be open-minded. They want you to think what they think, and they take it like personal if you think something differently. And it's like,
then they
how
call
can
us,
you live
then they
like
say
that?
then they say that we're woke libtards and fucking leftist retards, and then they want to get politics. Like, what does fucking our political views have to do with anything? We're talking about fucking UFOs, Bigfoot, and ghosts. What does Trump and Biden have? Where did they fit in anywhere here, you moron? I mean, like, it's like, oh my god, you just want to grab them and just, go
I know.
on you real quick, like, wake up.
You're right. Just like the guy on Reddit I showed at the beginning of the show. Like, if you don't like it, what are you doing on my paranormal show? Site? What are you doing here? If you don't care.
You hate me so much, but you did fucking 3 shows in 1 week about me. To me, it sounds like you love me.
It's like, do you want me to send you naked pictures of me? What do you want? Let's end this now. I'm gonna send you naked pictures of me, and maybe this will get over.
Right.
Here, you're a grown man with naked pictures of another grown man. How do you feel about that? I feel
do
better
this.
now.
Let's do this. We hit the 2-hour mark, so we're gonna wind down the show. But let's go around the table. Like, what do you got coming up, kind of thing. So, Anthony, what do you got coming up on your channel? Anything soon?
Sunday we have Bobby's Tarot gonna come on. Should be on Sunday at 6. She's gonna do some tarot readings and she's gonna tell extraterrestrial encounter stories. So that's gonna be dope because I don't think she's told that many times. So I can't wait to have her on. That's gonna be a lot of fun. So that's this Sunday. So if you're free, come check it out. 6 p.m. Eastern on Unidentified S4. Other than that, I'll probably just be hanging out with all you fine folks.
So Connor, what do you got coming up?
I'm part of a couple documentaries coming out soon. Matt's documentary is coming out, From Fear to Understanding. The Void Cat just came out. We are filming the sequel, Void Cat Patriot, very soon. Hopefully get that Leprechaun movie filmed here soon. Just a bunch of stuff. I have a bunch of fun Alien DVDs that I want to show off real quick. Men in Black, of course.
Yes.
Aliens Among Us. This is a fun movie that talks about it. Overwatch is a video game that mixes witches, robots, aliens, and humans. Very cool one. Of course, Jason X. That's when he goes to space.
I like it. Very underrated.
I never seen that one, believe
Very
it.
underrated. Sex in Space.
Yeah, it's a good one. This was one of the first movies that I saw with nudity in it. Road Trip was probably the first one. And then this one, he goes to space and then he goes to a campsite and there's 2 girls and they are topless. And then he puts them in sleeping bags and freaking bangs them against trees. And
he has a metal hockey mask. A metal hockey.
And this is signed by Kane Hodder too.
Oh, no.
Played
I got a
Jason.
machete signed by him.
That's rad. I was going to be speaking at Spooky Empire in October, and he's always at Spooky Empire. But then Stacy Brown is actually hosting a Skunk Ape conference around here in Tallahassee. So I'm going to do that instead, just because that's going to hit a little bit harder.
That's your deal right there, Bigfoot, Skunk Ape. That's your home right there,
And Spooky Empire is 3 times a year. I'll be able to, do the next one, but we'll have my film guys here and my family will be able to do, because all the other conferences are like 5.5 hours away. So like my mom, my sister never got to see anything. So Tallahassee, they'll get to be there to witness the chaos. But that'll be fun. And like when I make hip hop music and rap music, and the most pressure I've ever felt at any of the concerts was just my dad being there, because I don't give a F what anybody thinks really, but my family, I have to like live with that. If I eat
9 miles
and I'm drinking beers with my dad and I fall face, I gotta live. I still gotta hold that. So I always gotta, aim high with him. But a couple more movies. The X-Files. I want to believe the X-Files movie. Really cool.
Oh man.
Yes.
John dies at the end. This is still stealing, but this is a really good one. Guess what happens at the end? John dies.
John dies.
Really trippy, crazy aliens, mental trip. This one is one of my favorite movies. Live, Die, Repeat, Edge of Tomorrow with Emily Blunt. and Tom Cruise. It's so cool because Tom Cruise, the first time he dies, alien blood gets like sprayed into him.
Great movie.
Really good movie. They're actually making a sequel. I'm super pumped for it. I love watching that movie when I'm on LSD. This movie is a TV show, Red vs. Blue. It's from Halo. Really cool alien video game that I was one of the best players in Ohio for a long time. Alien, this is the collection. So it's got everything up to Alien Covenant. So literally pretty much all of them. Very, very cool.
All the way up to the Xenomorph.
Yes.
One of the best movies in your hand right now.
Yes.
Yeah, the Devil's Tower, man. This is where it all goes, man. It's the Devil's Tower.
Who did not make the mashed potatoes like Devil's Tower, right? I did mashed potatoes like Devil's Tower.
Every time I have mashed potatoes, I make Devil's Tower with them, bro. Still.
Yes.
And that's like the
every time that movie's on, I catch my hand going like this.
I'm gonna make a Devil's Tower. You're like, I'm gonna make the Devil's Tower.
Superman, everybody's favorite alien. Of course, once you get off the airport in Cleveland, there is a Superman shrine because he was penned and originated in Cleveland. So I am from Metropolis. Maybe I am Clark Kent. We'll see. Lost in Space, the movie. Of course, they got the show. And Godzilla. Got a bazillion Godzilla things.
Mothra.
Of course, got to show these movies. Zillafoot, which is about aliens, half alien, half Godzilla, half Bigfoot, but aliens come down and summon this creature really bad.
Zillafoot on Blu-ray?
Yeah, it's on Blu-ray. It's available at Best Buy, Walmart, FYE, Walmart.com.
So cool, dude. When you go into Best Buy and your movies there that you were in, right?
It is cool.
Best feeling in the world.
I can't wait till it's like my movie, and I'm the main character of Void Cat. Like, I'm the best character of Zillafoot. Yeah, I already know that. But yeah, it is very cool, and it's on Amazon Prime. But so bad it's good. It's a silly one, and made a funny video where we found it in the store, and it's the other case, but it's just really funny.
I seen that video when you were in the Bigfoot museum place.
It's actually like
the shit videos pile.
Trash.
You were like, at least we're here.
Yep. And of course that's like a skit itself, because it's like, bro, you can't take yourself that serious, but I'm happy to be in there. But yeah, we're in the trash cinema collection, so you gotta be real with yourself too.
That was great.
It's funny.
Hey, at least you were there. At least you were there. Fucking what's his name wasn't there. Todd Standing wasn't in there, but you were.
Right, I'm front and center, man.
Right. What do you got coming out, Bob? What do you got going on?
Well, I'm sitting in the middle of a fucking massive storm.
You might get lightning strike tonight.
He's blowing up a raft as we speak.
Look it up right now. You guys can look up Central Valley, California, and see probably a big ass, nasty ass, red pulsating blob right on top of it, because the whole sky's lit up. So tonight I'm just chilling out, and when it comes over on top, I'm gonna put it on camera.
Cool. And then
what a ride from Dr. Wu as he's blowing up a raft to get to safety.
And then tomorrow I'm doing my show at 2 p.m. I got some things I got to do in the morning. I'm going to be talking about the Ohio frogs. I got another haunted hotel for people who are traveling, another haunted road for people who are traveling. On the UFO side, we're going to be talking about the Hobsonville goblins.
Oh, great.
There's two. I got two videos of the Hopkinsville goblins, and for Medell Effect tomorrow, I'm going to be talking about a scene in the movie The Hunger Games. So if you guys want to see that, that's tomorrow. Then, of course, the show on Friday. Then I'm probably going to be premiering the 2D animation probably Saturday, because I forgot on Friday night I got to go see Elvis.
Nice.
Elvis is not alive. Apparently, maybe he is alive. Maybe he's not dead. We've seen that movie, right? Bubba, or what's it called? Bubba Fett?
Bubba Hotep.
Yeah. So Elvis is not dead. He's been replaced by a double that kid.
I'm convinced that movie is a truth drop. You guys need to watch Bubba Hotep. It was not included in Connor's list, but Eric's and I have our own list, and Bubba Hotep is definitely on that list. You guys need to see that.
Bruce Campbell. Campbell started it.
Bruce Campbell, yeah, and it talks about the whole conspiracies with the Kennedy assassination, because Kennedy's also there, but he's black.
Yes, he is.
He's black, though. He is. They've changed his genetics, so he's black.
So beyond that, I want to thank Anthony for jumping on with us. It's always a fun time when Anthony comes, and Connor's always Connor's Connor. You always get the best of Connor, no matter what. No matter what. And Dr. Wu, I think if everything goes right, I don't know if it's next Wednesday, but the girls from that time I was abducted by aliens, we're going to be doing a show about a day in the life of a coconut.
Oh, you got
crazy, right? That show will be crazy. Those girls are nutty.
I love them. I love Jamie and
They're
Bree.
great. She's on vacation now. When she gets back, we're gonna set up a day in the life of a coconut.
Awesome.
Yes.
Bree's back. Jamie's gone still. Yeah.
Yeah. So beyond that, guys, everybody have a good night, and we'll see you guys tomorrow on the Paranormal Highway.